Okay, so let's jump right in. We're all feeling it, right? The world is facing this huge tangle of problems. Climate change, economic weirdness, political divisions, and they're all so knotted together that our old ways of fixing things just aren't cutting it anymore. So today, we're going to look at a pretty radical idea, a whole new architecture for global collaboration. Let's see how it's supposed to work.
You could say we're standing at a massive fork in the road. One path is basically more of the same, but the other, that one requires a total shift in how we approach problem solving. And the choice we make right now isn't just about one issue, it's going to define everything for us and for the planet.
This quote really nails it. We're not just dealing with a to-do list of separate problems. It's a convergence. Everything is affecting everything else. And this tangled, interdependent mess, well, it actually has a name, the polycrisis.
So let's get a clearer picture of what this core challenge really is. What do we actually mean when we say polycrisis?
Right, so a polycrisis isn't just a bunch of bad things happening at once. It's a system where the crises actually feed each other. Think about it. Climate change messes with food supplies, which can lead to economic instability, which then fuels social unrest. It's like a big knot. If you pull on one thread, you just make the other knots tighter. You really have to address the whole system at once.
So why are we having such a hard time? Well, it's because the systems we depend on, our governments, our economies, our information networks, they were all built for a much simpler, less connected time. They were designed for local problems and slow information, not the crazy, high-speed, globally interdependent world we live in today.
Okay, so if you have a systems-level problem, you need a systems-level solution. And that means we need a huge shift in how we think and how we operate. We've got to move away from this fragmented approach we're stuck in.
And this comparison just lays it all out, doesn't it? We have to move away from the old way of doing things. Siloed competition, extractive growth, this zero-sum game. The idea is to move toward a new model that's built on interconnected collaboration and regenerative action. It's a totally different logic that's all about long-term stewardship of the planet.
The choice here is presented in really stark terms. We can either keep doing things the old, fragmented way, building our little boxes until it all collapses, or we can step into a totally new, interconnected model where humanity and nature can actually flourish together.
So if we need a new model for thinking, we're definitely going to need some new tools to go with it. And that brings us to a potential solution from a group called World System Solutions, an infrastructure they're calling the Phoenix Platform.
Now this is really important. Phoenix isn't just another app or some website. It's designed to be more like a living, evolving infrastructure for the entire planet. The best way to think about it is like connective scaffolding, a framework that helps collaboration happen from the ground up instead of trying to control it from the top down.
So what would this scaffolding actually do? Well, it's designed to be a tool for coordination that's built on trust. By helping all these different groups find common ground and align what they're doing, it aims to give communities the tools they need to make a real impact. The key idea here is empowerment, not dependency.
And this gives you a little peek at the architecture. See, it's not just one single program. It's an entire ecosystem of connected tools, linking everything from governance and finance to environmental data and education. The whole point is to create one unified system that can support regeneration on a planetary scale.
Every great system has an engine, a core that makes it all work. For the Phoenix platform, that core is something called the synergy engine. So let's pop the hood and see what it is and how it's supposed to work.
The synergy engine is basically the beating heart of PHO. You can think of it as its alignment intelligence system. Its whole job is to find all the scattered knowledge, all the fragmented projects, and all the isolated experts out there in the world, and weave them all together into a powerful, effective force for change.
So how does it do that? Well, first, it maps complex systems to find the best places to make a difference. Then, it connects the right people and resources to those spots, kind of like a super smart matchmaker for global problems. Third, it accelerates learning by creating these really fast feedback loops. And finally, it enables something called swarm intelligence, which lets the whole network achieve way more together than any single member could on their own.
The ultimate vision here is to create a kind of planetary nervous system. It's a great metaphor, right? Just like your nervous system coordinates all the cells in your body, the synergy engine is designed to coordinate all of humanity's scattered intelligence and turn it into coherent global action.
Okay, let's zoom back out for a second. A system this huge, this ambitious, it's not just about managing problems. It's about aiming for a fundamentally different and, frankly, a much more hopeful kind of future.
Yeah,
The vision goes way beyond just putting out fires. The real goal is to shift into a whole new mode of being, one that actively fosters planetary regeneration. We're talking about creating a world where human society and the Earth's living systems can actually heal and thrive together.
And that represents a massive transition, moving away from a model that just extracts value from the planet and from each other, and moving toward one that's built on regeneration, on care, and on a deep sense of responsibility for the future of all life.
And really, when you get down to it, a system like this isn't just about the technology. It's about helping us make a shift in consciousness. It's about enabling a collective move from fear to courage, from fragmentation to unity, and from a mindset of extraction to one of deep, lasting regeneration.
Which leaves us with what might be the central challenge of our time. Can we, as a species, actually get over our fragmentation and learn to act as one coherent team in service to the whole planet? The answer to that, well, it hasn't been written yet, but it's a question we all have a stake in answering.